let's talk about the sneaky ways that your ego may be keeping you in the cycle of burnout. So simply put, your ego is the self-image of yourself that you are projecting out into the world. And we every day choose behaviors to feed our ego and to feed our self-image. And these can be in two different camps. We have the ego dysintonic and ego syntonic. So ego dysintonic are behaviors that are destructive towards our ego, towards this fabrication of the image that we're projecting to the world. These are things that are usually pretty obvious and are not typically societally accepted. And so that's things like, being addicted to drugs, physical assault, things of that nature. Now, ego syntonic is the opposite. So it's actions that go towards building our self-image, towards building that projection that we're sharing out into the world in a positive way, things that are in alignment with it. So that could be things like doing well at work, having great relationships, being really healthy, eating well, going to the gym. And where your ego and burnout can get pretty tricky is when your ego syntonic behaviors turn dysintonic. And this is a really slippery slope, as I say, walking downhill. And the reason is because ego syntonic behaviors are celebrated, encouraged, but anything can turn destructive. Nothing is all good or bad. We can certainly, and those who are still here know this, can take any ego syntonic behavior, whether that's working too far to the point where it's dysintonic and not healthy and beginning to become destructive to your ego and your health. Working out's the same way. Eating healthy is the same way. Overgiving to others is another really good one. And when this happens and we get to the burning out stages, it's almost harder to regulate what it is that caused it, because when we look back at it, we're like, well, these were all positive things towards my self-image. These were all positive things that society celebrates, that I celebrate as well, and that I want to have more of. And so the way to figure out, the simplest way I found to figure out if your ego syntonic behavior has turned dysintonic is if you're making it mean something about you on a human fundamental level. So if you make working mean that you are smart and have things that are really important to say, and if you take work away, you also take that away, then that's a sign that that ego syntonic action you're doing may be becoming dysintonic, and this is where burnout city happens. So I encourage you, before you burn out, if you're starting to see the signs, ask yourself, what are the behaviors I'm doing that I think are contributing to my self-image, and am I making it mean something about myself? And if I am, can I find ways in my life where that shows up regardless of that behavior? And the more you see it in your day-to-day life, the less likely you're going to be putting your energy into those behaviors to create it, because you already have it. So let me know if there's any sneaky ways your ego is causing you to perpetually burn out, and I look forward to